Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new here, hi, nice to meet you. And I just wanted to get the message across, what it is that I'm about in this channel so that we're all clear. So basically I do celebrity readings on here, and what I'm doing is I'm acting as if I'm speaking directly to the celebrity. Sometimes it might get a little confusing because I'll address them as if you guys are here and I'm speaking to you guys, but I'm going to try and be more clear from here on out that I am speaking directly to the celebrity and you guys are just the third party watching. Really what I want you guys to gain from my readings is to apply this to your own lives. So to see where maybe some of the things that I'm picking up on can relate to you in some ways, where they resonate with you. Listen to the advice and see how you can apply it to there. Also take some time out from after you're watching a video to really think about some of the things that have been said, that have come through, to see what you think about it. I'm not going to be 100%. I always aim for 100% with my readings. However, the reality with psychics is it can range anywhere from as low as it can go pretty low, but I would say on average, it's not going to be 100% all the time. Sometimes I'll mix up energies. Sometimes I won't be 100% clear. It's more difficult if it's different scenarios. Because I am doing a celebrity who everyone so far has been a living, breathing celebrity. They are not passed away yet, so I'm not directly communicating with them. Who I'm communicating with when I do these readings is setting the intention to speak with my spiritual guardians, their spiritual guardians, and any of the spiritual guardians involved. Sometimes they will allow passed away loved ones to come through, but I always work, as I've said before, with the angelic realm. There are different realms within the afterlife and within the spiritual side that can go lower, that often do go lower with a lot of celebrities, just to be clear. And I actively avoid those entities. I actively avoid those. In order to reach the spiritual realm, you have to heighten your awareness. You have to heighten your frequency, as some of you may be familiar with that term. And through doing that, that is how I'm able to communicate with them, because they have to lower theirs, I have to heighten mine. So we kind of meet in the middle and reach an area where I can hear, occasionally smell, but with the celebrity readings on the channel so far, I have not picked up on any smells. So I can hear them. I can hear from the spiritual team. I can feel and see. So a lot of times it's seeing things, and I have to interpret it in a way that would make sense for the viewer. And for any lower entities, just to speak briefly on those, you have to lower yourself. So that's why a lot of people have drug addictions, just like poor mental state, or anger, fear, frustration. Those are all lowering our frequencies. So it's really important for us to always have a positive mindset, an optimistic mindset. And again, with self-reflection, especially through these videos, recognizing that we do have people with us at all times. We have spiritual guardians, we have ancestors, we have angels, archangels, angels that we aren't even able to recognize because we are here on the earth plane. So it's so high up, like closer to God, that it's more difficult for us to even sense or even make sense of, because we are only here within our human understanding during this experience on life. So again, with that, we have the opposite effect, which are the lower levels, and that is not something that I am interested in doing at all, especially here. on this channel. So just be aware of that, because there are people who don't clarify who exactly they're speaking to. And it's through our own free will, through watching these videos, through speaking to these people, that we're inviting certain entities into our awareness. And so this is really important for us to understand. This is really important for us to think about with everything that we're doing. And it's my responsibility, I feel, to tell you guys about this, to explain this to you guys. I will just copy and paste this video onto the next couple videos, just to be clear for everyone what's going on here. So right now I'm doing a Taylor Swift one, but this I'm going to do for the part 2 for Chris Brown, and on and on. But yeah, I just wanted to be clear with you guys on that. And no, I do not do spy work on here. Well, I consider it spy work because, you know, if you do any sort of investigative work, whether you're hired or not, normally if you are a psychic working with a legal team or anything, then yes, that does happen. They usually go under confidential informants, and I don't feel comfortable doing that because these are real people. Obviously, these celebrities did not sign up for this, for me doing these readings on them. You know, if they're doing a TV show, then they have the creative license to tell the person or the agency or whoever what is going to be released and what isn't. And so I set the intention during every video to only have information that comes forward that they're comfortable hearing, that they need to hear the most at the time that I'm picking it up. And that's going to help the viewer. So this is really supposed to help you guys. I just pick celebrities because it's someone well known, as people that we respect and appreciate, that we're interested in. And so again, this is really a learning tool for you guys to do this in your life. And again, not to do, you know, just not to get too much into it, and, you know, and on so we can get into the reading. Just really, you know, whether you want to believe it or not, there is reincarnation within our lives, and, you know, we have our own life lessons to learn. And this is, again, this is a way for us to see where is the lesson in our life that we can learn. And the more that we focus on that and are taking responsibility in our own lives and following our moral compass for everything that we do, and refining everything, then the more we're able to elevate in life. Otherwise, karma does exist. It's just a natural law. In essence, it's a natural law. We can complicate it more with entities involved. And I'm sure by all means, I'll probably eventually get into that at one point. But it's very, very, very important for you and me to take that responsibility to decide for ourselves what we want to do with our time, what we want to do with the information that we receive. And if it's what is it that our intention is? What is our intention? Okay, because sometimes, like, people will make mistakes in life. People will make mistakes. But if your intention is pure, if your intention is real, good, then it does count for you. You know, we're not perfect. You know, we're here to experience life. We're not here to just, you know, it's a balance of things. But anyway, just wanted to get that out there, that I am not, when I do this reading, so I'm going to do Taylor Swift right now. When I do this reading, what I'm doing is I'll do it exactly so you see it, okay? So I'm setting my intention here today, Taylor Swift, to do a video to see what your current energy is right now, what I'm picking up on, so we can address this, and this can help any viewers that are watching as well. I don't want to have any information coming through spiritual team on anything that you're not comfortable with, so please, I pray that this is the most clear and concise information coming forward, and I thank you very much. So that is how I do it. Kind of. And then we will get into the reading, okay? So I don't know if I'm going to copy and paste. I might just repeat myself. But anyway, so that's that. Let's get into the video of Taylor Swift. Okay, Taylor, so this is a video for you. This is your reading. And what I'm picking up on, it was this fear. It was a sense of fear, sharp pain in your heart. And it just felt like you got scared. I don't necessarily see this as a good or bad thing. And so we'll see what's going on in general with you. Maybe someone scared you. And just to also be clear on this, oftentimes some things will come through that are just confirmation for you that your spiritual guardians are here. They're speaking with you. They were there in a moment that you felt a certain way. And so just to let you know about that. So we have the Temperance, the King of Pentacles, Death, Two of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the Hierophant. So let's go ahead and go over these cards first. We have the Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So what I'm getting so far is that the fear that I was feeling is just a fear with yourself about coming forward with some information or information that was going to be exposed about you, leaked about you. There's a need that you had in the past, the recent past, about needing to have balance with something. It caused a lot of frustration with you. I feel that you were crying a lot at some point, or just having some sort of emotional outburst. It doesn't necessarily have to be a long period of time of crying. And you felt like you had to hide yourself from the world. You had to hide this part of you from the world, and you were getting really frustrated about that because you felt like you were suppressing yourself. There's a need for balance that you had, and you didn't feel like you were able to achieve that. You felt like, you know, the light was at the end of the tunnel, like you had some way to go, you had some hope, and I feel like there's a sense of like touching. This is the movement that I'm getting, is like two hands touching, and it's like there's a spotlight on you touching hands with someone, or just like touching with someone, or a light kiss with someone. You know, it's like just like a quick connection with someone, and it was completely highlighted. There could have been drinking involved, maybe not. That doesn't necessarily have to ring true with this particular situation that I'm talking about, but I do see that it was causing you a lot of frustration, and you decided to end it because you felt like, okay, well, I just need to start completely new. There's a desire to hide the truth. There's a desire to suppress the truth and just kind of go with traditional things in your life that you feel would be more adequate or what you want to accomplish. So instead of just, it's like I had one thing going on, and then I decided to do something completely different. So I'm gonna just completely change course. There's a sense of feeling as if it's to your own detriment. Like, it's like, I'm gonna take the pain, I'm gonna take the L on this situation because I just don't feel like it's an appropriate thing for me to do. I just don't feel like I should do it. Like, I'm just gonna do what I feel is the right thing to do. It's not necessarily in alignment with what I feel is right for me in my heart, but I do feel like it's a major decision that you didn't take lightly, and you feel like it's the most responsible and the best decision to do. And you feel like because of that, because of the good that it's going to do in your eyes and the benefits that you see in your eyes, then in essence, it does mean that it's in alignment with your heart, because you just want to do what you feel is the most responsible and mature and correct thing to do. I'm being drawn to her legs in this card in particular, so that might mean something to you. I'm not particularly sure on that. I feel like, again, it's maybe like going on vacation somewhere, going to the beach or going to the pool. Maybe this has something to do with being at a pool or a beach with someone that kind of changed your outlook on things. but I do see that your femininity, highlighting your femininity is important here, and there's parts of it that do cause you a little bit of frustration and pain with that, where you feel like you should be recognized more on being valued for who you are versus what you have. And you do see that your position in life and your financial position really makes you a powerful person, a powerful player in Hollywood. There's a number 3 that's significant here. Number 2 is a number 3, which I've been seeing in the past couple readings lately. I think Wendy Williams, and then who did I do last? Kara. She had 2s and 3s that were important to them as well. But I do see that this is something that was stressing you out and causing you a little bit of fear for yourself, actually, within yourself, you know. What I see for you is that you've been able to recognize that through being authentic, through being vulnerable, emotionally vulnerable, especially in the public and with the people around you, that's where your power lies. Your power truly lies within your femininity, because you're recognizing the power of the feminine aspects of yourself and of the female in society. You see that within the structure that you're surrounded by, there's a lot of male domination here. There's a sense that they're trying to keep you down. It's made you frustrated. It's made you tired. It's made you angry. It feels like they've been fixated, especially legally. There's a legal battle with you that's really just been bothering you, and it feels as if they're obsessed about you, completely obsessed about you. And this period of rest that you've taken between this time, because I do see that there was a period between here that you know, that during that rest is not necessarily, like, I don't see you as being someone who really disengages, because you're so tuned in. But what I'm getting at is the period of time where I felt like there was a vacation involved. There's this restructuring of your life involved. There's this changing of positions with what you were doing, where you felt as if you were going to take an L. You realize through that you're not necessarily doing that. What you're doing is taking a step back and taking a new approach to things. And even though it looks as if you're not making any kind of movement, in reality, mentally, you're going and going and going. Mentally, you are figuring everything out. Honestly, I want to say, I'm pretty sure the 3 of these girls are really good friends, which I can absolutely see the similarities in these cards. I think all 3 of these women are wonderful role models. That the Kara girl that I just did, and Selena Gomez, and her, I see them. They truly are. I'll even get into this part, this little gossipy part, where I remember seeing, I want to say it was Wendy Williams, but saying that they have a reputation of being mean girls, and I thought that was a very strange thing to say, especially about other women in the industry. And I do see here, now what I'm doing is I'm only picking up on the select part of your energy. I'm not necessarily picking up on the bigger whole. And again, I'm only speaking to your spiritual team, so this is the information that wants to come through specifically for you. But I do see here that you are a well-rounded person, a very intelligent person, a very likable person, but a very intimidating person. There are a lot of male figures that want to bring you down. They see you as being a very powerful person, a very strong person, I would say even on a spiritual level, I see the term infinity. I don't necessarily know what that means other than through lifetimes, this has been a repetition of your story, of your soul's journey, is this fight against patriarchy. It's this fight to embrace and encourage and enlighten and strengthen the power of women within society. I truly believe that, and I truly see that in these cards. I see something of importance with your mind. Your mind is really the key. That's the honey hole, is your mind. There's nothing stronger in this world that you have. It's not your money, it's not anything. Everything's created from your mind, right? Which again, I mean, that kind of goes for the majority of people, but especially with you, it's like this endless supply of information that you can come up with, and ideas and creativity that you have, that just it's endless. The opportunities for you are endless, and you're somebody who can actually be someone in society that can tame the lion, that can tame everything that's going wrong in society. Honestly, I don't necessarily see you doing that, to be completely honest with you. There is an indication here that maybe you have diverted to other avenues that maybe you aren't particularly supposed to be going down, but I see that the information is within you. You you're well aware of the hierarchy of things, if you know what I'm saying, and the light and dark aspects of life and spirituality. And I do feel that there's a decision that you are trying to make from time to time. So you kind of go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You try and see all angles before making a distinct decision on what it is that you want to ultimately do. I think ultimately you choose what's best for everybody. You choose being able to see what the truth is, because again, with this particular part where I feel like you were feeling out of balance, you were kind of tipping off into indulging a little too much on one end of things, that restructuring also is part of you following more in line with what it is that's in your heart, feeling more aligned with your spiritual guardians and speaking directly to them, because they are coming forward 4 times in this reading that I can see. I do see that financially you've been able to secure yourself because you speaking out about certain subjects. I see 2 times that you are encouraged, 2 separate situations you're encouraged to speak out about, that can cause some financial loss. You are ultimately protected, so that's absolutely okay, especially because you've been able to financially protect yourself, but you are being encouraged to speak out about certain things. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to or you have to, because this is not a predictive reading. This is just picking up on what they want to tell you. And yeah, so if you do allow yourself to be more vulnerable and open up, I do see a lot of pushback, that they are going to try and silence you. They are going to try and rush in and pretty much just like suppress you and dominate you. And you're fully aware of that, but ultimately it's going to pay off for you. It's going to pay off in the end. And again, as I've said at the beginning of this, it's ultimately about following your moral compass without fear of any sort of actions that might be taken, because it's important for us to follow, you know, what's in our heart, what the right thing to do is, no matter what is threatened. So I want to get into some of the advice for you. I do feel like at times you just don't know what to do. You get a little not a little, but you get very frustrated. But ultimately, you know, I do believe that you can and you will make what's the best decision for you. So pay close attention to the friend group that you have. Whether you want to reach out to your friends and speak directly to them, if you have passed away loved ones that you want to speak to, also your spiritual team. With looking through the situation, you already know if there's other people that can speak out with you, or if there's anyone that you feel has similar situation or advice, then that's really important to speak with them in a private manner in order to figure out what it is that's best to make the next move in. Again, it's something about your feet and water that's important to this reading. So you would know better than I do on what that means. But I think even just getting out into like a beach, or again a pool or something like that, maybe that will help reinvigorate you and bring new ideas to you, something like that. Again, so this is kind of what I was feeling at the beginning of the reading, right here directly in the heart space, that sense of fear that I was getting and stress. So the numbers are 18 and 13, if those mean anything to you. What I feel is, you know, in a sense, I'll tell you the term that I'm getting is like the boat is capsizing, and so you're gonna go down regardless of whether you like it or not. And I don't mean that in like a threatening way or anything like that, like something bad's gonna happen to you, but the life that you're living currently is going to change. It is inevitably going to change drastically for you. So it's what you do in this preparation that's going to set you off for the rest of your life, the trajectory of your life, right? So whether this friendship has a deeper meaning or not, I'm not particularly sure. But what I am getting is that there's this fear that you coming forward with some sort of information, or that's it, just some sort of information, that you are going to be judged, that there might be some sort of repercussions for it. There's an importance for you to be open, truly open with yourself and other people. That doesn't necessarily mean that you will do that. Again, it's just a suggestion for you, but I do see that it causes you a lot of tears. It does make you cry a lot. It makes you stress out a lot because you hold all of this wisdom within you. But again, this is a two-part, so other than that, let's skip over to the other part, which is this fear of judgment, this fear of coming forward with some other information that you have. And this information particularly has to do with yourself, and also to understand that being judged is not the truth. If someone judges you about something, that does not mean that that's true. That's someone's opinion, that's someone's belief, right? That's not the truth. You stand in your truth. And it's important for you to do that, because I think with doing that, that's going to release a lot of tension, a lot of stress, and a lot of feeling like you're trapped. I feel like you feel like you're trapped, you're overwhelmed, you're by being quiet about this, it's allowing people to control you in some ways. So it's important for you to figure out what's most comfortable for you, what's best for you, and what's going to work best with you, because people are trying to use you hiding as collateral, you know, like they're using it against you. So I wanted to see what good news we can expect for you within the next month, and we have number 42. I think 35 is also important for you as well, number 35 for you. up to a year. What I'm seeing is towards the end of the year. This is when this is the ending for this, and you start another chapter. But the main focus here is that there's that recognition. Yes, you were completely taken by surprise by some drastic change that happened, whether this was with a friendship or if this was within your career. I see it as multiple things, but you know what is best for you of what happened. But I do see all this clarity coming in for you, and you being able to nurture it and grow it into something that works best for you. You're being divinely guided through this, so anything that you felt like you were getting kind of a lot of pushback from, or wasn't necessarily working out because it's something that has always worked for you, you're beginning to realize within the next couple weeks to a couple months that the reason it wasn't working out is because you're just following a program that you set out for yourself, that you knew would work, and you weren't fully tuning into your heart at the time. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that that's what kind of slowed down the progress here. That's what caused a little bit of cloudiness and confusion, and some of the pain was because you started feeling like, I can just go back to these old patterns, these old ways that I know worked for me at the time, and you've gotten to a point in life where those don't work best for you anymore. There's a whole another way, and it's important that your guardians want you to be able to see through this pain, through this frustration, that what you're doing doesn't work for you anymore, and that you need to become closer to them and work directly with them in order to keep moving forward. So that's my reading for you. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry if it was a little bit unclear, because I do feel like some of the information coming through was a little scattered, but you know, that's it. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.